During a midday break on Paul Pluff's recent visit to deer camp, well, he had a chance to go out rattling with Wade, and the excitement ensued from start to finish.
You know, there's those days in deer hunting that it's just the perfect scenario, and the deer are doing everything you want them to do, and you're driving around and they're chasing and they're in the bar ditch and you're seeing sign, and it just feels alive. You just know it's right. And Paul was hunting with a handgun, and basically they got out of the stand and said, hey, we'd like to go do some rattling, and I think it took me all of about 2.2 seconds to be heading towards the truck with my horn stuck over my shoulder.
I happen to love rattling deer in. I think that's the most exciting thing you can do. And then rattling deer in, using the handguns, it just adds to the thrill. Right away, the first time we stopped, Wade rattled and I was up on my sticks, and about the second he rattled, this little 6-point just come bolting out, just stood out there staring at us. He was a younger deer, we weren't gonna shoot him. But it was just instantly, and I was surprised to see it happen that quick. And about as quick as that happened, he took off, and then another one come running right behind him and just took off, boom, gone. And we'd seen some does too, and so we knew we had something there.
You know, in Paul's handgun hunt, we were really covering a lot of ground. We had about a 3-hour window that I thought was going to be successful. And as the sun got up, I wanted to move closer to a water bedding area where we could really rattle down this creek and bring in a lot of animals. And that one really worked good. And it was really interesting at that setup. Paul was kind of right in front of me, and I was using him as cover, and I was banging on the horns here, and deer were coming from a variety of different angles. But what happens a lot of time is the curiosity kills the cat mentality happens to some of these deer. And we watched this one, you know, probably 3-year-old buck come running straight at us, and then I'd tinkle him and bang him a little bit, and he kept coming, and he postured and looked at us. He couldn't find me because I was hiding behind Paul with the horns, but we were able to keep him interested for a long time. On the flip side of that, you know, we've had other bucks in the same hunt that have picked me off, because what I think a lot of deer like to do is they're gonna come in, they're gonna check it out, and they're gonna circle to get that wind kind of in their face so they can use more of their senses, because they can't see the fight necessarily. They don't see the deer. They hear the sound, but they can't find the fight. They're looking for the 2 deer that are locked up. So what I do in those situations is I keep banging, and as each successive, I'll do like 3 times I'll bang in about 15 minutes. I'll hit them really hard for about 1.5 minutes. I come back for about 4 or 5 minutes in, I hit them again, and then that 3rd time I don't quite hit them as hard. I would just want to kind of finish off the ones that are out there sneaking around and trying to peek in from the side.